Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another video. Of course, in today's video, we still have tournaments to predict. So what we're going to do, of course, is going to predict the Big Ten tournament in another video, and we may live stream instead of do it an actual video. We're going to obviously talk about NFL free agency. So we're going to live stream free agency and talk about that on this channel later today. So stay subscribed so you guys don't miss out on our live stream as well. Anyway, though, of course, like I said, we're going to predict the Big Ten tournament. It has not started yet. The first game is tonight at 5:30 p.m. So we still got some time before we got to predict this thing, and that's what we're going to do today's video. Yesterday, obviously, I predicted a couple of the other ones, and they had already started. But what we're going to do is go game by game and talk about this Big Ten tournament. But first, of course, if you guys are new to the channel, obviously, be sure to drop a like, subscribe, turn that bell on, as we do our best to post on this channel every single day. With that being said, tomorrow going to be a Madden Ultimate Team game or video. I talked about it yesterday. I think I've got it ready to go. If you guys do not know, Madden Ultimate Team is an online thing that you can do. So I'm going to play some online Madden for you guys tomorrow. We're going to do Madden Ultimate Team and start that series tomorrow as well. Friday is going to be Franchise Friday. It may be pre-recorded because Auburn playing at the same time that I usually get home from school. I'm going to go ahead and watch that game, get that out of the way before, of course, I go into making my video. So Friday's video may be pre-recorded, may not be. But, however, let's go ahead, hop right into this Big Ten tournament predictions. Here we go, game by game. The first game being, of course, Rutgers versus Maryland. I'm going Maryland here. I think they're the better team in this one. I don't know that much about Rutgers, but I know Maryland can score the three-point ball. They can shoot. They're pretty good at that. They just got to hold them and play defense in this 5:30 game to win this game in the first round. Now, the second game is Michigan versus Penn State. I'm going the Penn State here in this one. Again, they're the higher seed. I don't know much about the Big Ten basketball, but I've got them winning this second round or first round game as well. Now, with that being said, the first round game is Minnesota and Michigan State. Number one, I would not be shocked if Minnesota won this game, but I'm not picking them to win this game. I'm picking Michigan State to win this game. I think Michigan State's going to make a run in this Big Ten tournament, and I'll talk about why here in the next game that we predict. But again, they're the better team here. Tom Izzo usually has his group ready for March. I'm expecting that same thing for Michigan State this month, and especially tomorrow when they play this game against Minnesota. They got to play defense, they got to score, they got to offensive rebound, they got to do all those things right to win this game. I think they will, and it should be a walk in the park for Michigan State in this one. Now, moving on to the second quarterfinal game, of course, that is, or second round game, that is going to be, if I have it right, Maryland versus Wisconsin. I would not be shocked if Maryland upsets Wisconsin in this one. I just don't know that much about Wisconsin. I think they've been ranked, but they've been inconsistent all year. So with that being said, again, wouldn't be shocked if Maryland went in there and upset Wisconsin. It's March, so of course anything can happen. But again, I've got Wisconsin in this one. They're the better team. They got to play their brand of basketball. If they're going to win this game, they got to control the game. They got to control it in the boards. I believe they have a couple good big men on their team. So, with that being said, Wisconsin should hopefully get the win in this one and move on to the next round. Now, this third game in the quarterfinal round is Ohio State versus Iowa. Now, again, I don't know much about the Big Ten, but I feel like Ohio State's going to upset Iowa in this game. I don't know what it is. I have this strong feeling that Ohio State can make a run in this Big Ten tournament if they're going to do so. But again, it's all about who's ready and who's prepared to be in March Madness. Of course, Ohio State, I believe, is looking on the outside in. So with that being said, they get a couple of these wins in the Big Ten tournament. It's going to help their chances to get in the NCAA tournament in March Madness and prove to the committee that they should be deserving of this as well. So I'm going Ohio State here to get the upset against Wisconsin. Would not be shocked if this game went either way, though. Now, moving on to the final second round game. That is going to be Penn State and Indiana. Again, I don't know much about Indiana. I know they sucked earlier in this year, especially when they played the Auburn Tigers. I'm going Penn State here in this game. They've already come off a win. I believe they came off a win to end their season as well. So with that being said, they're coming off of 2 wins. They're riding high right now. Obviously, Indiana's going to be well rested, but Penn State is coming off of a great win against Michigan if they're going to win this game. So with that being said, I'm going with the hotter team here and going with Penn State. They shouldn't mess up their groove at all, and they should go on to the next quarterfinal round. Now, the first quarterfinal matchup in this Big Ten tournament, if I have that right, is going to be Michigan State and Purdue. Guys, I think Purdue is really overrated. I think a lot of people, Zach Edey is good, don't get me wrong, but I think a lot of people are putting this Purdue team up there because of how good Zach Edey is. Now, don't get me wrong, he's really good, but the rest of the Purdue team is really not all that. That's exactly like Tennessee in the SEC for whatever reason. It's Don Connect and a couple other seniors, and then the rest of that Tennessee squad is just kind of mid. So with that being said, I think Michigan State is going to upset Purdue. That's my number one big take right here. I just don't think that Zach Edey and Purdue is ready for what Tom Izzo is going to bring to them in this March Madness or in this Big Ten tournament, and especially with them being on rest and being on 2 byes. I just don't see that happening. So therefore, I'm going with Michigan State here to go on to the semifinal round in the Big Ten tournament against Purdue. They're upsetting the number 1 team in this team. Now, the next game, of course, if I have this correctly, it is going to be Wisconsin versus Northwestern. I'm going Northwestern here. I don't know anything much about Big Ten basketball to say anything, so I'm going with the better team in that one. The next game, though, is Ohio State and Illinois. This is where I think Ohio State's season is going to be coming to an end right here. I think Illinois is going to win this game. I think that Ohio State obviously has talent to beat Illinois, but I don't think they're going to. So with that being said, Illinois is going to move on to the semifinal as well. And then the final game is going to be none other than Penn State versus Nebraska. This is where I think Penn State's run is also going to be coming to an end. I got Nebraska in this one. Nebraska's been a hot team recently in recent weeks. So with that being said, I am going to be going with Nebraska here in this one. Now, the first semifinal matchup, if I have that correctly, it is going to be Michigan State versus Northwestern. And I've got Michigan State going all the way to the championship bracket. If that is going to happen, it would be unbelievable for Tom Izzo. It would give Michigan State some more cushioning to get into the NCAA tournament. Definitely. And I have them going on to the championship game in the Big Ten. I just had that feeling that they're going to make a run and eventually, and it starts now with the Big Ten tournament. Now, the second semifinal is Illinois and Nebraska. I'm actually going to go Nebraska here to upset Illinois. I don't know what it is. I just don't know that much about Illinois. And again, I think they're only the 2 seed because all the other teams aren't that great either. And Nebraska, I believe, again, has been hot recently. So that is why I'm going with Nebraska here to make it to the Big Ten Championship Final. And now, the Big Ten Championship Final is going to be Michigan State versus Nebraska. I've got Nebraska winning this game. I don't know what it is, but Michigan State's going to be tired. They're going to be outrun. Nebraska's only going to have to play 2 games to get into the championship game, if that makes sense. So with that being said, Nebraska is going to win the Big Ten tournament this year in 2023. Anyway, that's going to be all for at least this video. Let me know what you thought about it in the comments down below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, turn that bell on, as we do our best to post on this channel every single day. With that being said, tomorrow's Madden Ultimate Team, so subscribe for that if you guys are hyped for some Madden online play. I'll make up rules that I need to do as well later on when we're going through the series. And then, of course, Friday is going to be Franchise Friday with the Arizona Cardinals. But, again, live stream later today. As soon as I get done with this video and upload it to YouTube, you guys are going to be getting some live stream with NFL free agency as it ramps up for the start of the new year. But, of course, everything I just said, I'm going to hop off, get this edited on time. Thank you all so much for watching, and obviously, the new microphone's working out great. Hopefully, you guys can hear it in the content. Hopefully, I'm going to have a better setup by the time next week rolls around or the week after next. But with that being said, again, thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.